Good evening, good evening, good evening. How we doing? Happy Tuesday. It's all going well? Little more of the Last Caretaker today. I figured out what was going on with the lifts and why I was having issues with some help. Yeah, that didn't go the way I wanted it to at all, but we'll manage. But yeah, that's definitely a win. Happy about that. And we'll see how we get on. It probably won't. It might not come up for a little bit, but nonetheless, good to know that I wasn't in fact encountering a bug. I was just falling foul of something that was not particularly clear, because the game doesn't really explain anything. It just lets you figure it out for yourself. So sometimes that stuff follows a simple logical progression. Sometimes it's just a little unclear. But that's the way it goes, isn't it? We're there now. Discord was quite helpful on that front. Xion, welcome on in. How are you doing? Yeah, sort this out again, because this didn't go very well at all. Ugh, can't see anything without my glasses on. Funny how that works, isn't it? Had some bad crashes today. On anything in particular? It could be several things. I'm assuming Fallout, but that could be anything, really. Especially as we're playing an early access game today, so, you know. Where is the... There it is. Can I see you for looking? Right. I have not played any Fallout today. I was going to sort of test things out, test the new hotfix, check everything was okay and stuff, and I updated the script extender and then launched, or went to launch the game via the script extender, and it stopped me and went, no, you don't want to do that. It might cause serious problems if you launch the game now. Wait until these things are updated. It's like, you can go ahead, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's quite a nice thing for a script extender to do, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to take that advice. And I did not. So we'll have to keep an eye on the mods and wait for updates. So hopefully that won't take too long. Both of the mods that need updating updated reasonably rapidly last time, so hopefully it'll work out right. Last Caretaker's done. Oh, okay. Oh, we'll see how we do. Didn't see any signs of a patch today, so I shouldn't have to worry about that. I've got Channel 37's Discord now, so patches and stuff like that I should get notifications about. They did post a thing about Accolade's review trailer, which they had a slight typo in. Which is quite cool. Anyway, it should be rolling momentarily. Hopefully. There we go. Nomadic Moth, which in this and Supernatural. That's a bit of a contrast. Enjoy, though. Watched the first couple of seasons of Supernatural. A couple of times, actually. Never really got that any further, though. It got a little too much, I think. Yeah, my foot sole's stuck somewhere. Is that better? Yeah. Right. Jesus Christ, that was loud. What's happened there? Oh, I managed to bump up the volume of my headphones accidentally. That's what's happened there. Yeah, as the seasons went on, it got a little bit too... what was it? I can't remember where I got to. Oh, like season 3 or so, something like that. We got to the point where I was like, now we're... Ooh, hang on a minute, that's taking a second. That's not some good frames. Come on, game, catch up. It was like, right, it's us versus, like, demonic attempts to take over the world, and it's massive in scale and scope, and it was no longer about two guys fighting, like, relatively local monster of the week type things. And that shift really didn't land with me. There's a few things over the years that have kind of done that. They've gotten too big for their boots, in a way. They've tried to go too epic in scale, and it just loses what was appealing about it in the first place. A number of books and stuff have done that, as well as series like that. Supernatural was one of the first ones. Thinking back on it, I didn't kind of realise that was my issue at the time, but thinking back on it, it was one of the first ones to do that. Maybe. Right. So, we need to initialize the human growth. We also need to get a number of things. Primarily, water. And we're running low on... What am I running low on? Bugger, I've forgotten now. Fabric, that was the one. Running low on fabric. So we got our human seed, which really doesn't bear thinking about in too much detail. And it's in here, and apparently we have no power, allegedly. Because I haven't turned it on. Does seem to be fine, though. No, it's still counting down because I haven't turned it on. Now how about it? That's not good. Apparently I need to get food, water, fresh memories and stuff quickly, but I don't know how to do any of that. I fear this may not be successful. But if that's the case, it's not the end of the world. We can work on that. There's not enough power coming down. Nothing like enough power coming down. So phase one is going to be to work on that and see if that does the job. There's allegedly no power coming down. Doesn't make a right lot of sense. This thing should be at least producing some power. It's just not producing very much power, apparently. No, not that one. 6, that's what I want. Oh, heck, no fabric. We'll soon sort this out. Quite what I was aiming for, but hey, I'll take it. So I can't get through there, which is weird. Also, there were tables and things in here last time I was here, and they've disappeared now. I definitely didn't scrap them. That's weird. They went back to a more normal format after season 4, did they? Oh, that's not so bad. Maybe I'll give it another go sometime again then. I've got so much stuff I need to get through on that front at the moment. With streaming and stuff. I need to finish watching Wednesday, because we didn't. And I need to catch up on all the Critical Role releases in terms of their cartoons. What else do I need to do after that? I need... oh yeah, Fallout I need to catch up on as well. Yep. So much. Right. Fabric. Some power coming down here now. It's doing its thing. Let's just make sure it can distribute correctly from here. There's my problem, or one of my problems anyway. Don't know if this is a good idea or not, but with this thing working over here, it's probably going to prevent power going the other way. Still, we'll up the amount of power that's interesting. Light across the top. Wonder if that's trying to tell me how much stuff there's still to break down. row across there? I suppose it is. It doesn't seem to be moving, so... Still got quite a lot to break down. Including quite a lot of fabric, which is what I'm really concerned about. I'll pull everything out that's not the fabric scraps right now, and then we'll correct that in a moment. Well, maybe it is trying to tell me that actually. It's moved along now. I've pulled that stuff out. I've only got 6 fabric on me. Thought I might have picked up a bit more of that by now. Right, I'll leave that there for now. It's probably enough to get me rolling anyway. Try the non-ray tracing thing. Well, it's usually a good idea. I mean, especially at the front end of early access. I can't imagine ray tracing is particularly efficient at the moment. What system am I on, Ken? I am on a PC. This game will be coming to console, but not till next year at the earliest. Don't think they've got a ETA for next year either. Oh, just next year in general. You bought plastic. Love a duck. Anyway, build these. There we go. It's progress of a sort. Oh, close. On PS5. Nice. Yeah. So I don't think there's a date yet, but it is planned. So that's something at least in it. A bunch of plastic there. That's lovely. Kind of hoping they're getting some power in here. Still no power going into it, apparently. Presumably because I'm draining it all off the other way. Yep. Can only assume so. Well, hopefully once that thing's done breaking down what's in there, that'll change. Should be fine, he says. So one of the big things that's causing me bottlenecks in a way is that I'm kind of using more power in a lot of things than I'm actually producing. So the reason I was having issues with the lifts was because my power output is nowhere near high enough. It would need to be way, way higher. The thing to do, because it's only a temporary thing there, lift use that being, is to build batteries, apparently. And I need a whole bunch more plastic. Once you've got batteries, they kind of build up enough of a sort of baseline level of sort of stored power that it can handle the large jump in output that comes from really no plastic? Are you kidding me? I'll deal with that later. Yeah, it can handle the large jump in output from... What's going on there? I'm using something like a lift. Two things at once here. Yeah, lifts are sudden. Activating a lift is a sudden spike in power, and if you haven't got enough reserve, it just won't do it. So. was the issue I was having. And that presumably also applies to other things. There should be juice going in here now. It still doesn't appear to be. That does that. I need to get water in here. So why is it not? This must just be because that thing's pulling all the power, but it still doesn't seem to be pulling any. It's very weird. I don't quite know what's going on. This is just that the wind's not up enough. What have we got here? Some goodies. Water pipes. Probably going to need those. Oh, there's a load of fabric. I'm going to need that for sure. In the meantime, let's chuck these in here. That helps. This is switched on, but it's not drawing power for some reason. It says it's got no power. Because there's no fresh water coming in. How long have I got? 15 minutes to get fresh water to it. Okay. Somewhere around there's a way to the lower levels. Over there, I think. Yeah. Right. There's not a lot of light down here. I'd like some light. This is a water purifier, and it needs fresh water coming out of there, salt water going in, and electricity. Right. Don't necessarily want that there. Short-term solutions versus long-term solutions. Possibly. Useful supplies. Right. The big issue really is getting power down here. Short term, not so much, but long term, it might be a bit of a problem. Right. That looks like it's busted. It may not be, I can't tell. A bit busted, but not seriously busted. Right. Good news. Should be a lift over here, isn't there? Yeah, there is. Cool. It'll be useful for me in a minute. Oh, for the love of God. I don't know why that lift won't come all the way down here. Allegedly needs more power down here, but there's no source of light to get, or wind to get power in, and I could do it via a petrol generator, but that's a really sucky solution because the amount of maintenance that takes is unreasonable, to say the least. Alright, should do the job. Bunch of resources, but so the obvious thing to do would be get a lot more power coming from the top. Get it coming down this way. Probably a bit of shit. Several thoughts on that. Really isn't the most practical solution out there, is there? I feel like I need some kind of generator down here. Short term, there's that. There's another one over here, isn't there? All right. I'm not going to turn these on until get rid of these things. So that's one less thing I have to worry about anyway. So, until I've got an actual bloody solution. Which I don't have. Off. Little shitbags. So I don't have enough water cable either, right? Oh, that's fine. I can deal with that. Probably. I don't know if I can deal with it fast enough. I don't know. Well, actually, I can buy myself a bit of time, can't I? At least I could do. This bloody lift worked. It works there, but it doesn't work. The call button doesn't work for some reason. I don't know, it's all a bit strange. Somewhere down here I did see, I thought, a tub of water that I could take up top to buy myself a little extra time. That's a battery. There it is. Is that a tub of water or is that a battery? No, that's water. Cool. Much easier than trying to get those darn things up the lift, up the ladders. Oh, anyway, you're right. Close enough. There we go, power and water. So, time remaining an hour. I would turn that off. I bought myself another hour? I have. Fuck yes. That's a relief. That makes a big difference, buying myself an hour. How's things, Wayne? Hope you're doing all right. Fabric scraps. So I need several things here. Don't have water pipes, so I'll have to do that in a bit. But I need one of these, and that's going to require battery cells, connector ports, alloy frame, logic chip. I think I bought some of those, didn't I? Battery cell, logic chip, alloy frame. Connector ports I don't have, apparently. Yes, I need 3 connector ports. Okay, that's fine. Let's start on that. Where are they? There. Then I will need water bits. Water everywhere. Wood cable extender. Wonderful. Need those. Okay, I'm out of plastic. And there's no more in there either. There is a bunch of water cable though. Booze would be a good word, I think. But I also need the materials. Have I got the materials to make an extender? No, I need plastic. Right, okay. Well. Right, we'll deal with these things in a bit. Bought myself time, which is really what I needed. It should not be transferring now that this is on and full. Yeah. Right. In other news, I'm almost out of power, aren't I? We need the light on in there. Holy shit, is that the light everywhere or just there? Light didn't even turn off in here then. I don't know. Right. So I'm going to need batteries. And I think the place to do that is going to be here. So here's my idea. Into the battery, charge the battery from the battery to here, and then I can split 2 ways, can't I? As long as I don't die trying to do that. Which might just happen. Right. Cool. So that definitely wants to go there. Now then. So, all things being equal, that then should be correct. Well, that's not particularly going to charge right now. Because it's powering... What is it powering? Not really powering anything, is it? That. What is this supposedly powering? That's switched off. We know where the power's supposed to be going for that. I'm going to check that before I go back and discover I've made mistakes. It's going this way to provide a low level of unneeded power here, I think. Yes. Cool. Now, is there still power flying down here? There shouldn't be. No, good. Battery charging. Wonderful. If I'm correct. Big if. But. Yes, it is. Wonderful. Right. This looks suspiciously like it could be accused of being progress. Ooh, mother... Where the fuck are you little shits come from, and why are you not dying in the sunlight? Bastards. Utter bar stools. Right, I'm very low on power. Hang on, right? Emergency top up. That's really not enough to do the job, is it? No, well. It'll do for starters, and that'll get me to where I can actually charge myself. Ooh, that got a bit laggy. Yeah, let's go charge before we do anything else. Keep on running. Boat should be pretty darn full of charge at the moment, really. Only because it's sitting here not doing much. Speaking of... Let's turn that off and then it should definitely stay charged. It's definitely charging itself now, but there's no power consumption on the boat, which is what we want. Struggling a bit with loading around here, I think. Although that's definitely been passed on to the devs, so... It's something they'll be looking at. I'm sure they have no shortage of things to be looking at, so takes as long as it takes, of course. Right. Oh, shit. I still don't have enough plastic, of course. Right. Just a bit more. More fabric than plastic there, but still. Ooh, lots of plastic there. Mind surge. That's a good thing or not? Oh, it's just not going anywhere because all the stuff down here is switched off. That's okay. Losing the plot for a minute there. Brick and plastic. Definitely need both of those. Right. Waddle on, since I'm a bit cucumbered at the moment. First things first. Fabric. Plastic. So what the heck am I lugging around then that weighs so blooming much? That for starters. Must be something else I'm not using too much of that I'm carrying around. Should do for now. Right. Back and forth we go. Actually get some power coming in a moment. You know I'm going to get these solar panels repaired and it's going to get dark just in time, isn't it? Attacked by frickin' leeches. Not enough to power those then, okay. So the next thing I'm going to need is a cable extender. Go round and about there, can't it? Come on, you can do it. Ah! Oh, that's up the same way, doesn't it? Does it? I mean, yeah, it does, doesn't it? And I haven't got the plastic to make that anyway. Fad! Materials are such a pain in the ass to keep in stock at the moment. I've got a load on the boat, I think. But I might have to go and get that. Plastic, which I do. I don't think there's a lot more. Well, there's a bit more I can get up here. Yeah, there is. So we're going to have to go back to the boat and charge up soon, though. Right. Problem is, once I've got the power in, which would be great, I've got a decent bit more coming down. And a bit stored up in reserve so that I don't run out quite as much. I'm still going to have to find the resources to produce cabling and stuff. It's actually doing it quite quick for running water up next. There's a fucking angel coming here. I don't know where from and how. It was last I saw one of those was on the roof. That's so gonna go through the wall, or is it just gonna bump into the wall? It's a bit weird. I'm not sure how that ended up in here. Yeah, let's go and get some juice. We go. You know, I don't think there's a battery on the roof. Which there probably should be. Just to give a little bit of carryover time. Wish this would remember what setup it was on. Yeah, I need the power on for this to work. Not sure if that makes sense or not. Kind of. Wasn't quite the idea. There we go. Let's get out of here before the leeches come. Especially with no lights on the boat either. Let's get going. So I need a bunch more cabling, or a bit more cabling. A bunch more cabling. For power. So I need to get that down to the bottom level. Which I'm not looking forward to trying to sort that cable run, but we'll figure it out. Once we do that, we'll then have to move on to the water. It's weird that there's a tyre lying around in here. With all the things and all the places and stuff. One doesn't quite track for me. Mildly annoying that this thing drains my battery as I'm harvesting resources with it. Oh well. It's the way it goes. It's fine. Just slightly annoying. Oh, I just think I saw another water thing there that I didn't realise was present. Let's do that. Not many things I can build now. 360 standing lights, super diesel engine booster, and electric engine booster. Really big solar panels. A whole bunch of other stuff. Reduces water, fuel, gas, electric, and increases speed. That seems cool. Don't know how though. Module fabrication, production enhancer. I see. Fabrication enhancer. I'll be honest. Not sure how I'm supposed to use that, but it seems like it would be good. Particularly useful. Sign of it here. Oh, there it is. Requires an alloy frame and a data storage chip. We can do that. Right then. Okay. Still not quite sure how that's supposed to work. Guess we're going to find out. Unless it's something I would carry on my person, maybe. How's it going, Steve? You alright? Still useful, but weird. Okay, so what do I do with that? Not sure what to do with it. Apparently I just have it on me to improve stuff? Doesn't seem to go anywhere else. Not sure what to make it, eh? Oh. Everything's switched off because otherwise it's costing me power. Could be charging me batteries. We finished all the paint work in the bathroom. Nice. Looks like you're making progress. Either way, doesn't make much odds really, does it? don't know if that actually saves me a great deal of resources, but I feel like these aren't putting very much power out. The sun is about to disappear around the corner, I guess. Glass. Fucking glassy, mate. Got some down here, though. How am I doing over here? 33. I wish there was a better display for that. Which there would be if I turned the power on, but... probably. Glass. Came forward, and I... That should be enough. Let's get another batch, just in case it wasn't. Because if it wasn't, I'll have to run all the way back and I'll be really grumpy. I know nobody will be able to tell the difference, but... Right, so these won't be putting out a great deal of power right now, but flash of lightning actually boosted the amount of power they were putting out. That's quite cool. However, it's a start. So the next thing is we've got that cable which is going all the way down there. It's not going to make it all the way down to the bottom though, is it? But if I run it vertically down here, it's not the right button, that is. Might be able to get a decent proportion of the way down there. Question is, can I build when I'm in the water? If not, that's going to be very annoying. I'd take damage from that. If I did, that's a little annoying. But it sure felt like it did. Right. It's like I can. Wonderful. So that's coming down from up there. It's going to come down the inside of here. I think on here is the play, isn't it? And from there, the next $1 million question is whether or not I'm going to be able to run one up here. It's a long way. From there to here. Well, I guess we're about to find out, aren't we? How much electric cable have I got on me? 51. Enough. Well, if this doesn't work, at least I can... Oh, that's not going to go. Oh. Which means I have a slightly more irritating problem to try and solve. But maybe not the irritating problem I quite thought I had. Different plan, I think. Different idea. So, if I go from there, or up here, along here, come straight down somewhere? I think that's going to be the play. Come down off this corner. Oh, yeah. We'll see how we do. Well, this is definitely a whole procedure, but we're getting there. He's making something that could be mistaken for progress, anyway. As I do like to say. There's my thingamajig. Right. Not to be confused with the Hoojima, what's it? So that's a water. That's a power. Power here, when the time comes, is going to come off there. Power here. It's not really ideal, but I think that's what's going to happen. It's ugly, but it will work and sit there for about 1,000,000 years. It's going to be about that long before I actually need it. Through the gap. That works. It works better than I thought it would. Yep. Right. It's silly. Now if I put a cable extender, that might actually be a better idea than doing this. There we are. Piece of spaghetti. You know, it's going to be easier if I do this, isn't it? Oh, maybe not. Ultimately, I'm just trying to save on a bit of cable length, really. And a little bit of tidiness, but mostly cable length. Right. I have no power left, so we're going to top up. And then we'll make a jump, I guess. Progress. I nearly went the wrong way then. Do a short jaunt out to sea, leave the boat behind apparently. Let's give that a minute to discover what frames are again. Right, how much cable have I got on me? 23 meters. Well, I guess we're about to find out whether or not that's going to be enough, aren't we? Because, also... I guess I need to be over... this way? We'll try something else. Hello, kitty cat. Oh, it did not go the way I wanted it to, but that's not the end of the world. Alright. Wait for me. Oh, that hurt. It was worth it, but oh, that hurt. Who needs knees, am I right? I need more power cable, apparently, but... quite a bit more cable. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Yeah. Kind of works a bit better than I thought it did, actually. Right. No, build. Come on, brain. Alright. What the hell? Okay. So, once I repair these, it'll be easy to wire them all up as well. With power, at least. Right, next thing I'm going to do... One of those there. One there. That's fine. So, when we're ready, I'm going to do this now, even though I clearly don't have any need for it. Just because I'm kind of better prepared there. So, how am I doing for hose? Not too bad. Didn't need to do that at all, apparently. Didn't really expect. Ooh, that nearly ended badly. Right. Didn't expect that to go as well as it did, to be honest with you. No. Not the end of the world. Feels a bit wasteful, but I'll have to deal with that, won't I? Is it following me? Yes, it is. Good. Yeah. Was a little bit close to the edge and all. Right. So if I go, there's one on this side. Let's find this one on that side. One on that side, and guess this one can run around that way as well. Right. Got ideas. Maybe something masquerading as ideas, anyway. Iron. Iron in trouble because I ain't got any. Nope. I've got buttloads on the boat and not so much power left because I jumped off that thing and nearly died, so two birds, one stone. Lift the works. I've actually figured out what the problem was with lifts. It was me. Well, rather, the game didn't make it particularly, or if it did, I missed it. That lifts, when you activate them, consume a sudden burst of energy, and if you haven't got enough of kind of stored up, either because you've got a buttload coming in from up top, like here, or because, you know, you've got a battery, then it just won't work. In my case, in the other places, what I needed to do was build some batteries to build up a charge, so that the sudden call of energy when you activate the lift, that sudden spike, actually works. Although I think certain of them, like this one and maybe one or two others, might deviate from that rule. Also, these seem to be more reliable than the ones on the outside, and there are bugs related to the lifts from what I read on the Discord, but my specific issue was not a bug, apparently. I've got to get iron while I was on the boat. Thick. Yeah. It's like calling a lift is... There's a... Yeah, there's a ladder there. Calling a lift is more problematic, apparently, than... I'm not going to test it, actually, just in case I end up breaking something. But it seems to be more problematic than moving one that you're already on. There's a lot of plastic in there. I don't have much left at all. It's fine, because I actually need quite a lot of plastic. A lot of glass in here. A great deal of that left, but I don't need a great deal either. I'll take all the iron. It's going to slightly overburden me, but I need... Have I got enough power cables right now? Yeah, for the minute. I will definitely need more hose, though. Get off. Bloody leeches. Really kind of hoping I could ride through the back there, but I appear to have myself into a slightly cocky problem situation. Mess. I'm out! All I wanted was a tidy cable run. Hose run. I just wanted to keep my hose tidy. Speaking of, let's just make sure I've still got juice. 10 minutes before I've effed this beyond all repair. That one. This one is... Yeah, this side as well. That's good. No. More hose! Deliberately avoided naming this episode, but maybe more hose should have been the name. Right. So now we need to turn it on. Assuming we got what we need. So power going in here. Not enough power going in here. Why is there not enough power going in here? Check my cable run. Okay, everything here should be fine. Right. Quickly, before I screw this up. Otherwise I'll have to unwire it and fix things. Right. Switched on. It is. Power. This is not using power. Nothing's using power. This is using power. Well, it's not at the moment, but... should be fine. This ought to be switched off and is not drawing power. That is correct. Good. Why have I got lift and power? That's on. It's going out that way. I don't know. There should be power. There's no power coming in, but that shouldn't matter that much. Should be power coming in, because these are putting out a negligible amount, apparently. So are these. Ah, you little shit. It shouldn't matter too much because the battery's full. That's why they're not putting power out, because the battery's full, which is fine. But everything should be drawing power, but it's not for some reason. It's all set up correctly. Why ain't it pulling power? Good. Well, when I turn it on, it draws power. Wonderful. Right. As far as I can tell, there is nothing wrong with the cables. Or my hose. Why is this not getting power? It should be getting power. This thinks it should be getting power, but isn't, and I don't know why. Have a theory. My only thing I can think of is that I've got too much stuff attached to one medium battery and it just can't put out enough power. It shouldn't be an issue because it's not having to. All it's having to do is put enough power out to power those two things down there. But it still seems to be the case that it's not working. So let's build. Battery build, right. Build a medium battery around about here. Kind of like that, actually. Now I need 2 battery cells, 3 connector ports, 2 alloy frame, and a logic chip. So yeah, the problem then must just be there's too much stuff attached to this one run, which doesn't make a great deal of sense. Or it seems needlessly convoluted if that is the case. I suspect it probably is the case. We've got these 2 machines here, the fabricator and the recycler, 4 Lazarus racks, plus all of the plus the water purifier and the water pump as well, so even with none of this turned on, apparently it's more than the system can cope with at this point. Not sure what the need to wait for it is either. Complicated thing, take longer to build. Okay. But from a gameplay standpoint, is it helpful? I should say not. So that is pulling power out from the top. Means that power should start coming back in there. It should constantly flow down to that point. Battery upstairs should now be empty and starting to recharge, I hope. It is. Or it will be if there's nothing coming out, so it should start to recharge. It's just not putting much in, apparently. If I do that, will that help? This would suggest still got no juice heading downstairs. Why not? That's what I want to know. Don't see any particular reason for that. Turn that off. Still not enough to get this started. Why won't the juice flow? It should flow. This thing needs repairing. Maybe that's part of the problem. That's probably the issue. Probably didn't need to build that extra battery at all, but whatever, it's there now. There we go. Wait, no we don't. Now what? Yeah, I get it. You're not getting power. Why are you not getting... Why? Why, you utter bastard? Why? There's no... Right, are you on? You're on. Right. You on? You're on. So the moment this actually gets... I figure out what the problem is, we should be moving forward, but I don't know. I'm deeply troubled and confused. How's it going, Granny? Alright? For some reason... Is there an angel down there as well? It's weird. For a split second there, it was sending power the way it should be sending power. And this thing has all the battery life, and the only thing this has... This is a silly idea, isn't it? Yes, it's this. I don't get it, man. What the fuck is going on? Full battery of charge. More power flying down from the top. Well, it's not flying down from the top. Doesn't matter though, because this battery's fully charged. It will start flowing down. Just as soon as... Oh, man, I don't know what's going on. Oh, wrong way. Bypass the second battery? No. I mean, I could see if that'll work, but... It's not working. It's probably a really silly idea, but... Yeah, it is really just a pass through, isn't it? It wasn't working without the second battery either, so that's why I put the second battery there, just so that I had a store of power that was sort of distributed more evenly. Still nothing. See? I don't get it. There should be enough power there. I'm sure I'm just missing something. Like, this thing is slowly trickling up with power now. Slowly. So there is power coming into the system. There's power at the end. Powers of light, but it's a start. So this is filling. It's not outputting anything because it doesn't need to. This is probably a silly idea, but I've just had an idea nonetheless. Nope. I don't really think so. What's back here shouldn't affect it. No. Yeah, well, when cunning plans fail and sensible ideas seem to be completely non-functional, then what are you gonna do? Fuck yourself. Aluminium. I don't know if this thing might just be bugged or not. I do recall seeing some comments around producing seawater being other people having issues with it. Aluminium, that's what I needed, wasn't it? But I don't know if that's because they didn't... It was bugged, they hadn't figured it out, which was what was going on with the lifts last night. I've got those figured out now. Sort of. Voltage minimizer. Resource optimizer. Conservation coil. I don't really understand what those are supposed to do. There's nothing to tell me about this either, which is not very helpful. Don't know if this is going to help. Do I need here? Filtering system, connector ports, alloy frame, storage system. So my Question is whether or not this has to come directly out into a storage unit, and because it hasn't got one, that might be the issue. And then if I connect the storage unit to there, maybe that'll do it. But I don't know. It'd be a freaking weird thing. I mean, that would make a certain degree of sense, actually. Yeah, a weird logic kind of way, but there's a fair bit of weird logic in this, from what I'm seeing so far. Oy, oy, oy. Outlandish plans are next, yeah. How doing, Captain Cortex? Is the machine up the Lazarus rack with the seed in it turned on? No, not at the moment. That is a good thought, though. That could be it. Although, if this works, I haven't got a problem with this solution either. It's an interesting thought. Big book of plans. Because it hasn't got anywhere to get. That's a really good shout, actually. Yeah, it's the same idea I'm having, but a better version of it. Yep, you were right, but the other end of the the other end of the scale of being right. It had nowhere to go. It's all hooked up with nowhere to go. In which case, I'm kind of okay with building up a little bit of a supply there. So I probably didn't need the extra battery, but it doesn't hurt to have it, I don't suppose. Worst case scenario, I can always scrap it and move it later. Stop for tea and hope the thing resolves itself is always a great plan. So. Output is higher than the input from the look of it. Yep. So the good news is, when I flick the switch, should work. Right. So, that buys me another hour. Yep. Everything's wired up, isn't it? Cool. So, right. My next big thing to look into, which I can't do yet, but is where's the next stage of power? Well, the Lumax is there. That's helpful. Where's the next early gig, though? Wind thing. The next level, the Typhoon. Then after that, what we're looking at? Lights. Lots of things. Yep. Is there a super powerful torch anywhere else that I might have missed that's better than the one I've currently got? I didn't see one, but... I'm guessing not. 3 tiers seems to be about the way for most of these things. Unless that's a super powerful torch. No. Okay. So next level, I'll get that. So what I'm going to work on now is these, because I'm going to need more power. Solar cells, connector ports, so... okay. So, to make 3 of those, I'm going to need... It's a miracle. So what was it? Did I actually learn to craft this yet? No, I didn't. I might help. Right, so... it needs 2 solar cells. Okay, I want to build probably 3 of these, so... and I connected 3 connector ports. 3 logic chips. Three magnetic coils. And only 3 alloy frames each, so 9 alloy frames. I'm going to be severely cucumbered, I suspect. Right. That's one of the better English plans for sure, Gray, yeah. If in doubt, something like that. It must be putting out some heat now because it's doing a better job of warming this room than the bloody radio was doing this afternoon. Well, yeah, seeing the Winchesters can be bad, but it depends. Are you a supernatural being who's likely to be on the receiving end of their attentions or not? Because if they're on your side, it could be worse. Although they do have a certain amount of collateral damage that tends to follow them around, so you know. Oh, it's the weather over here? Cold and getting colder. We are in a bit of an Arctic blast at the moment, so kind of sucks at the minute. How's the queue looking? I need a bunch of stuff. Oh, there is no queue, apparently. I'm done. Allegedly. Well, I guess we can find out. Send that off and not waste any juice. 19 degrees C here, I'm rainy. Yeah, it's like about 19 degrees more than we got here. Oh, with a snow warning where you are. No snow warning here, just cold. It might sleet a little bit eventually, but... Crawl our way upstairs. I do wish I could smash those windows or something and just have the cables come out through the windows rather than run them around by the door, because even that would be better. It's their annual quota, I think. No. Three degrees all day, yeah, I don't think we got much above that. Just put Chuckers a t-shirt on well painted. Well, dare I ask what you would have been wearing otherwise? I'm not sure. I mean, if you're painting in your birthday suit, I suppose at least you're not ruining any clothes that way, but... It's a sunny day. Fuck off. Oh, I don't know how to craft this, so I can't get all the parts. Okay. Painting onesie. Oh, I'm in trouble. Alright. So that's the right way. It is good. I think you'll be able to build that a little closer to the edge, wouldn't you? Not really helping at this stage, is it? Oh, I should get a bit more juice. Really not getting any more, are we? Oh dear. Alright. More power going in, although these are still allegedly not giving me any power. Hopefully it'll be just about enough to get me downstairs without dying. Maybe. Alright. Well, when the sun comes back up, we should be doing alright. There's no power coming down here right now because I think I turned this thing off again, didn't I? Yeah. Is that thing draining any power? Should be. Unless maybe our... I guess the tank's full. I guess. Let's go down the boat and charge up. It's the memories and food bit that I'm not sure about how to do next. We're nearly at the water part is ready to go. I found things that apparently relate to memories, but I don't really understand what's going on there. Let there be life. The boat is obviously specifically designed to output enough power to charge you rapidly. Whereas most things, apart from batteries, it seems are not. Boat and batteries. Everything else not so much. Well, there should be power coming in off the solar panels, you'd think. Now, I don't believe it is. There is another place on the right that would actually provide a place to put solar panels or anything. No, I think that just goes straight up, connects to a corridor that comes out in here, doesn't it? Big kind of canteen thing. Here I tingy. Right. Wanted to check my tank, didn't I? I assume it's full. Yeah, not too bad. It is. These produce a lot of water very quickly, interestingly enough. Provide fresh water, memories, food, retrieve once fully grown. What the fuck do I do with it once it's fully grown? Walking around with a fully grown human in my pocket. Seems like a slightly short-sighted plan, that one. Just saying. Right. So I've got another hour. Double check the battery up here is slowly filling up. Well, doesn't look like it is. So there's still no solar power coming in, presumably because the sun is round the back. I do have an argument against this, because solar panels don't necessarily need direct sunlight to work. You need light in general, but they should still be putting out power, even with the sun behind the building. Just saying, you know, it's a thing that should be happening. I'm not quite sure why this thing's not charging up, considering it's putting nothing out and there is actually power going into it. Probably going human in your pocket. You seem just pleased to see me. Yeah, exactly. Yep, no power coming this way, but no, I don't fucking know. We'll get some bigger wind generators before long, and then we'll be able to push on. So, the next question, turn this on, is this going to tell me backpack, Lazarus rack, add growth prediction. Right. Different types of food memories can be used to influence the growth process and change outcome. Okay. Right, so I'm going to need some memory stuff and some food. I'd still think that would be... Well, I mean, they don't pull very much water at all, actually, these, so... That's probably why that battery's not draining much down there. Nutricore. So we can start with that. Mind Surge. Okay, makes them smarter. Okay, we'll start with Nutricore. High fat. Boost physical attributes. Okay. I can use these, I think, to make food when I've got a food makey thing. Compass. Let's take those for now, because that's what I got to handle. We'll see what happens. Food processor, that's the word I'm thinking of. Food makey thing. I do English good, like, innit? Probably stick a food processor on there, though. And I've got one. Right. So. There's some food. Apparently need a lot more than that. Okay, so that gives them adaptability, leadership, and focus. They're going to need a lot more food, apparently. Growth prediction, station roamer, door jammer, room supervisor. Okay. Much more food and stuff. What do I like? For now. So I don't understand what these are supposed to do and how these are supposed to work. That was a food processor. So I have those for now. So let's build. Does this thing require power? Holy shit, that's huge. Right. Now they all basically face the same way, don't they? So I assume at that point. You know what, I'm gonna put this here. So right. Need a bunch of bits now. Again, shouldn't be able to activate the screen unless power's on. So. Apparently those are the things that I need. Sky and Netflix merged. They call the company Skynet. Sky Flicks, probably. Or Net Sky. Surely they wouldn't be crazy enough to call it Skynet. Or maybe they would. Well, I suspect they'd probably not merge, but one would buy the other out if they were going to do it. I don't suppose even Sky has the means to buy out Netflix. It's got everything going into it. Yeah, these are all wired up and powered up stuff, so I can either run one from here, I could fetch that one further back, or I could bang another conduit in, which would be less annoying, wouldn't it? Cable extender. At least the thing will look a little less ratty that way, won't it? Interesting. It might need water to produce stuff. Ah, that's a discovery. Intriguing. Slightly unexpected. Not ask you to do that. Right. It is now. Dear Lord. Struggling for power, apparently. I do that, it's still going to struggle for power from the look of it. Still sending it back that way. It's still going to struggle for power because this one would need to be unequalized as well. Now how about it? Oh, that's not going to work either, so I'm going to suck this one dry a minute. You'd think, wouldn't you? It doesn't need that much power, does it? Maybe equalize will do it. Maybe it won't, I don't know. Is it all flickery or is it fine? Seems to be okay. Right. High fat, physical fuel, mind surge, Nutricore. Require fat, protein, and carbs. Not sure where to get most of this stuff. Let's go Polish OSP. Wouldn't surprise me. Probably deliberately to avoid the Skynet thing. But also be close enough to be amusing. Protein, carbs, and fat are needed, didn't I? Omega-3 is a type of protein, right? I hope it is, because it's all I got right now. I'm guessing I have to trawl for protein. Maybe. Or use, go back on the biomass might be a thing I have to convert into it. Bioorganics, yeah. Maybe. I looked at that food processor, I thought it was going to be small enough to fit on a tabletop. I didn't realise it was going to be another massive git thing. Careful spot on this side. It actually needs to be protein. Pick. Okay. Okay, right. Do I have anything that's going to turn stuff into protein? Oh, there's a new headlight coming up there. Okay. So no, I think that might be the play. Guess we're about to find out. So I put omega-3 in, more omega-3 came out. Wonderful. Call that one a failure then. Okay. What if I dump some of this in there? I don't need fuel cables right now, do I? You do your thing. I'm going to go over here and give this thing a bit more food. Figure out what's going on. Okay. I still need more. Presumably considerably more. I see, because these stats tell me how much you get off of it. Height, intellect, life expectancy, strength, weight. Compass gives intellect stats. Okay. Which is like the basis of memories, apparently. I think. So needs more and better food. What foods will improve stuff? So that's the Nutricore that we were looking at. But I can't actually see. Cognitive function, okay. For organs. And physical attributes. I'd need to actually look at the stuff. Have we got any in here? Possibly it does mostly a load of intellect and life expectancy, but dips other stuff. That'd be nice to dump in there. Came out of this end. Omega-3. So omega-3 is what I get from scrapping that stuff. How I turn omega-3 into anything useful, I don't know right now. Moderate snow. Impossible. Does seem a smidge unlikely, but that's not bad. Still need more stuff to give him a bit of body mass. Why? How did the angel get in here? Why is it in here? Why is it floating around? Because we're working? So I still don't know how to make protein, which is the big thing I think I need right now. Because all of these require protein. And I've got no bloody clue how to do that. Because I'm definitely not getting it from trawling for it. So, yeah, up in the hills, basically, is that, Steve? It's about what I would have expected. One thing I want to check. There's a food processor up here. Of course there is. An annoying place to have one, but there is one. Trees, water. Instincts told me there's something good up here. Scrapping all of this would be useful, but I can't be asked to do it at that distance. Too much hassle. Yeah, pretty much. It does make a certain amount of sense, doesn't it? Right, so what have we got here? Mind Surge, Nutricore. We got, still need something that's going to give it a bit more height. Not much though. Gives 3. That gives 1. Right. So scrapping stuff turns this into usable materials. But yeah, what do I scrap to create protein? So really, that's the one thing I need and the one thing I can't figure out right now. Didn't take long. Interesting. Organised button somewhere, isn't there? Where's the organised button? I don't know. Oh. Right, okay. Turn adaptability. Starting to see where we're going with this. Vitamin D, omega-3. Bunch of stuff, but not useful. Bio dark. Calcium. So I don't have anything to turn... Well, that's protein, so that's a start. What did I get? Protein. Sources. That's what I really need. It's the only other thing I want to figure out. Where to get it right now. That's not very helpful, is it? Just if the survival guide back at upstairs is any more informative. So, boost physical. High fat would seem like a useful thing to be producing. Use a couple of those and see where this goes for right now. pulling water, just not very much, apparently. Didn't any coming along here, but it's working, so. How much water do these need? 100 litres, allegedly. Oh, there it goes, right at the end. Or early on. I don't know. Just pulls a big glob of it every so often, and then the thing's presumably working away to fill back up again. The water seems to be coming out of the water pump a little faster than it's going anywhere else. And I think that should be filling up, technically, more than it's draining. I think. Hard to say for sure, though. I think that's what you're supposed to be able to tell visually to a certain extent. So, physique fuel gives 5 height, 5 strength. Not anything else. This gives a bunch of weight, not much else. So, I need height, but I don't know how much height. So apparently, I've got 22 out of 30. So, if I go with physique fuel, which has 5 height on it, close. I need 2 more, apparently. Stop producing a human being, apparently. What was this? 3. Lovely. And there ought to be plenty of power. He's just suddenly decided he doesn't have enough. This battery is dead. Okay. That's not helpful. Battery upstairs is sending a fair bit down, but not enough. I've got time. Is there a production thingamajig on this one? Because the others have a light to tell me how far along it is. This one doesn't seem to. I mean, there's the bar there, I suppose, but... It's not as good as the big old lights on those, though. Right. Should get us over the line. Begin. Drawing a new human. Please wait. Gonna say it ain't weird. Just blasting out the tank there, isn't it? Hopefully this will advance me enough that I get a big boost of XP, and I can then... Ooh, this is going to take a while, isn't it? And then hopefully get a level and upgrade my power generation capabilities. Because I really need to be producing quite a bit more. Yeah, obviously NAFL coming in at night at the moment. That's just supposed to be topping up my the trees. Providing enough to keep things going, apparently. Somehow it's putting out more than it's putting in. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but... yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. So yeah, there's 5 kilowatt hours supposedly going in. Need some upgrades, man. We'll replace these with a bunch more big old wind turbines and just have these on there as an additional top up during the day. Or at least I will when I have power for it. Another opportunity. Once I've done this. Sounds like my bank account and all. We are going to run out of water, I think, very quickly at this rate. Guessing that tank's not got much. Maybe it is doing okay. Better than I thought, anyway. Of course, the goal is to produce humans, shoot it into space, from what I can tell. I am a long way away from being able to shoot a human that I've produced into space, though, so... what am I going to do? Shove him in a box somewhere until I built a rocket for him? There's a tiny little bit of energy going down there. Not enough to achieve a great deal, though. That little pulses here and there. Better off just keeping everything going. I don't think it's supposed to be in here. Yeah, even that's struggling with power now. What are we doing for levels? I'm way off here in the next one. Which I really need for that typhoon. So I could build a few more for now, which I think I might have to resort to doing. The smaller jennies, but... alright, so I need... turbine planes, connector ports, logic chip, alloy frame. I'm going to do it this way because it makes my head hurt less. We're just sending up to the Last Caretaker too. As I understand it, everybody left, or the surviving humans left when as the planet flooded. And we're kind of helping them maintain a population up there or something? Fuck off! You little fucking shits. I'm way up in the air here. Like, way up in the air. This really shouldn't be an issue. Off. Yeah. Nice. Oh, power! They're coming from the roof. Are they? Yeah, they could be. I don't know if I destroyed all the things up there. I probably didn't. Oh, I thought... I can't remember now. Either way, you still need to fuck off. Alright, so I'm going to need a lot more fabric than I've got, I suspect, for this. It's one of the annoying things about building these buggers. So now I frame a logic chip and something else. I do need one logic chip, do I? So I need plastic and silicon. Back to pause. I think I acquired one of those, didn't I? 2 of those, okay. I've made more of those than I need. Oh well, I'll chuck those in there anyway. Still need plastic and silicon, which I will probably go to the boat because it'll be quicker. I feel like the clamping force on these is getting harder for me to deal with. It does make a great deal of sense at this stage, to be honest, but I've adjusted something I shouldn't have done. Stick silicon. More sensible amount then? Nope. That's probably enough, maybe. Oh, there. How do they survive being out in the sunlight? Not supposed to be able to do that. Well, I know they were sheltering in the entranceway there, but they must have been there when the sun came up, I guess. Right. There's power sorted. We should be ready to go and check on our percolating human. Alright. More power coming in. So we shouldn't have too much issues now. So I've got more power coming in than I had before. Or I should have more power coming in because I've got more bloody generators. Unfortunately, it would seem there is neither wind nor sun coming in, which is bloody annoying. I get it, you're at the mercy of the elements to a degree, but this thing is slowly powering up, but should be sending more power down than it apparently is. It was 100 watt hours. The input is sending more power out than it's getting in. Okay, a decent amount of energy coming in. Are these working? Yep, these are all going nuts. These are not putting any energy out because it's a bit cloudy. Like, less energy, yeah, but none. Come on. That's not how that works. And you've got a weird obsession with things being weirdly close to how they should actually work. Actually work, so... No. Look that up a bit. This thing's gaining power. Okay. They got very bright for a moment, and I think it's probably transferred most of the battery up top down here. It has. Which means everything is powering now. Still don't think I have enough power. If the solar panels actually worked properly. Well, It's working. Don't fuck with it. Still need to figure out where we're getting protein from, though. I accidentally fly off and end up... Well, it wouldn't be too bad if I end up in the water, but I do think I take damage for falling into water from a great enough height. Noticed earlier. Although we dropped one story down from up here to down there earlier, and that really did hurt. Which I knew it was going to, but I was kind of hoping that drop might have been a little more merciful. I should have connected... I don't know, maybe I should have connected the cable to myself and jumped into the water, and it might have been far enough. I might have been able to actually do that. I didn't think I was going to be able to jump that far and have enough cable. I thought I'd just end up kind of flapping around in the air, a bit stuck. But maybe I was wrong on that point. Food, memories, that's supposed to indicate, I think. It's water and power. Right. Well, this is doing that. I need more resources, so go and acquire a few, shall we? Bio-flesh, haven't seen any of that. Bio-organic and stuff I have got, but it doesn't say that's what I get from it. It just says something else that I've forgotten what it was. Omega-3, apparently. I feel like strip mining all the furniture out of this place is a very robotic way of finding resources for this. I'm a robot who is programmed to create more humans to send up to space so that humans can continue to survive as a functioning species up in space somewhere. But this is also a place that humans were based before they went to space. I was left behind, and I'm now breaking down everything they used to be comfortable because I don't need it. So I'm breaking it all down to produce the things I do need in order to keep doing the thing for them. It's just like, okay, humans would not break all this stuff down because they need it, but I don't, so I'm just going to trash it all. Now that they're gone. It just feels like a very robotic sort of solution to a problem. The humans think, I need chairs. The robot thinks, chair is resources, break it down. If that makes a shred of sense. Makes sense in my head, anyway. Probably going to end up overloading the lift here, aren't I? %30 couch on the mother's side, yeah, exactly. Well, they're not made out of metal. Well, yeah, they're not made out of metal or plastic. They're made out of other things, aren't they? But the systems that I need to produce them get the stuff that will become humans from point A to point B. That's being made out of the furniture that the humans were so enamoured of. They're enamoured of. I don't suppose anybody's enamoured of this shit, but partway between office chair and lawn chair, but not bothered about the tables too much because iron is not a major priority right now, but I'll probably come back for them later. Catch you later, Gary. Don't know how much of this I'm actually going to be able to put on my heap of shit. And I'm slowly moving downstairs. I think I've reached the limit of my heap of shit. I'll have to come back and make a second run. Here's my plan though. I was going to ride the lift down, but it just goes top to bottom. It doesn't stop part at the middle floor, so my hopeful plan is to just call it. I really wish there was a more efficient way of moving this sort of thing around. Tits. That's better. Ooh, just made the throw. Throw! Doesn't really have a lot of get up and go. The hello. The duffel bag, really. Let's see how this does. A bit more heft to it. I really do want some kind of cart that I could wheel piles of stuff around on to recycle, you know? That's kind of annoying. Nearly threw myself in after it. That one bounced in. Did not. How's the human doing? Not so well. Me? Not enough water. Apparently. Still enough water coming up, apparently. Not enough power going down. Off for a minute, see if we can get a bit of charge going. Conveyor belts. Conveyor belts. I don't know that there's enough space really from conveyor belts, but yeah. Also, conveyor belts are a bit static. A cart, I could dump it on my boat and take it with me, and then I could use it somewhere else as well if I needed to. Although, questions there of usefulness, I suppose. Yeah. Or even just like a really big ass sheet that I could just dump everything on, and then just grab one end and drag. I mean, I could use my portable scrapping thing, but I think those kind of get on my proverbials. Yeah, I wish I could just pick a couch up and throw it like that. I am not a robot. Although apparently Nexus wasn't so sure about that fact the other day. Whereabouts, whereabouts, catapults. Yeah. Well, generally you'd be wanting to sling things onto the boat, not off them, so I don't think catapults being powered from the boat really work, but... in the heat. I could just build one closer. Yeah, I'd have to power the bugger, and I mean, I could do that. I mean, it would be more efficient, wouldn't it? I'm not sure my stubbornness is going to go for that, though. I mean, I could then scrap the thing and then just use the resources and move it, couldn't I? Rebuild it somewhere else when I need to. This is a sensible idea. But my stubbornness really doesn't like it very much. I haven't really got enough to... Yeah, well, I mean, I've stopped powering that one. I'll have enough power, won't I? Will I? Won't I? I'll have to fuck around with my power systems if I do that. Do I want to fuck around with my power systems? No, probably not at this point at the time of the day. We don't do sense around here, we do beat it with a stick until it obeys. I mean, if I chuck this in the water, it's going to float, so, you know, reason has long since left the equation in a lot of ways. Sensible ideas do not last long around here now. Madness and insanity, that's what we want. When do we want it? Yes. Something like that, anyway. So I'm pretty sure I just hit myself in the face with a large piece of furniture. No! Bye. I don't know if that's enough to make me concede to reason or not. It's getting close to the point where I might. I feel like I threw more over there than is currently here. We're nearly there. Well, the whole thing wigged out on me. Quite cheap. Connector ports and alloy frame. That's suspiciously cheap to build as well. How many do I need? Three alloy frames, one connector ports. We've got the connector ports. I think the universe is trying to tell me something here, isn't it? I'm going to need a lot of cable now, aren't I? Probably more than that. That's an annoying looking thing as well. You have to have your hands free for crafting even though your hands aren't doing anything. I kind of wish there were more of these and there were sockets and I could just put a shit lot of power on the roof and just run everything off the sockets. That'd be way more convenient. Just saying. Yeah, this is definitely more convenient, isn't it? I don't like it. Definitely not happy about it, but it's more convenient. Way too late for that one. Saving on sanity. Or at least for me, anyway. I'll not speak to the rest of you, but you figure that one out for yourself. It's overrated anyway. Get in the bloody machine, you little shit. Ah! Something about sanity? Not out of fucking bullshit though, am I? Apparently. Got plenty of bullshit. I don't think this one works properly. May not be getting enough juice. That might have something to do with it. It's dropping out the fabric, but I've not been getting anything else. So that's going to help very much, but... Should be sus, mate, innit? Ah, it did not work the way I was hoping it was going to. You son of a bitch. Need to scratch my nose, but I need both my hands. You know, I like this game, but I'm not very convinced by the idea that this game likes me. Yeah, it's not getting enough power, is it? The problem. Interestingly, it seems to mean it's prioritising the easy stuff. Are we at least done over here so I can turn this bloody thing off? I'm saying I hate everything, but not fond of most things right now. What is it doing there? Other than being very, very weird. I'm very confused. Yeah, a few glitches. I have hit a few other stumbling blocks. I don't think it's in many glitches, maybe a couple, but... Weird just happened there, I think. Large box. Need an alloy frame, apparently. It's not going to work because... Oh, I'll make it me. Inventory, because... It's not right. Pretty sure it's not quite where I wanted it either, but... Readily. Close enough. Alright, now then. Wait, I don't want those in there. I do want to dump lots of this right now, though. I think those happen to need plastic. Okay. Works for me, I think. Right now. Come on, you gotta be able to get 30 seconds of life out of that. Come on. Please tell me I don't have to keep you fed and watered once you're actually been produced. Otherwise I might go a little bit crackers. I think I've already got a picture of this, haven't I? Not with a thingamajig in it though, so... no, I'm not going to bother, I don't think. Catch you later, Noel. Have a good one. Ooh. That time already. Last hour's vanished on me.
You brought forth new life. From seed to a living, breathing human. This is the promise.
My first human.
This is the culmination of all your efforts. The child must travel beyond our reach. To the stars, where their future awaits.
Ah, Exodus Station. Okay, Southeastern Lazarus Complex. Please tell me I'm not on a timer this time. So now that's off. I should, he says, start building up supplies again. Electricity and... stuff. Yeah, should start building up supplies of electricity and water and stuff. Hopefully a couple of charged batteries and a tank of water before we go too much further. I wasn't going to do the tables, but at this point I feel like I might as well. No idea where that ended up. Just there, okay. It looked like it might be taking off for the stars as well, that table. What could go wrong, right? Well, how long you got? That's the answer to that question. This mess hall is going to end up being nothing more than a memorial hall before long. I was going to get through the door, but apparently not. That wasn't the plan, but I'll take it. Can you imagine if one of the people who was once here came out and was like, where's all our stuff gone? All that. All these cables and generators and shit that have mysteriously reappeared around the place? That used to be your canteen. Pretty sure that pipe over there was once part of your bed. That scrapping machine, I made that out of your teddy bear. This is how you found it, yeah. That might be the approach. I don't think I'm going to get much more on that lift, really, am I? Aha! Didn't actually hear this arrive then. Get in there! I knew it would get in there eventually. I said rationality and reason are definitely not present in this particular scenario. Just as well, because at times scrapping the deceased robots I find around really does feel a bit like cannibalism. Or, you know, like the Matrix, where the dead are liquefied to be fed intravenously to the living. That sort of thing. I realise that's supposed to be a cushion, but it looks like a pool needle. It is oddly relaxing, just banging yourself into a big-ass grinding machine that tears it to shreds. Don't know why it's relaxing, it really shouldn't be, but it kind of is. Until stuff bounces out, and then it becomes a lot less relaxing, and I feel my blood pressure rising with each bounce. Is that just me? Didn't really think so. Come on, now you're just taking the piss. How much stuff do you reckon ended up in the water down there? Maybe I should have moved that a bit further away from the edge. Oh well. I'll be fine. Battery charging? No, but the pump is filling up the tank, so... Once it starts doing that, or once it stops doing that, those should shut off, and then the battery should, he says, start charging. Eventually. Yeah, 11:30. I should probably stop. I think I'll finish off clearing out this canteen, and then we'll call it there. Next time we'll have to go and see if we can't launch that human we created into space. It does feel like something else, doesn't it? Can't zap that. Can do with this though. Considering the state I actually did find this place in, no furniture is better than the state I found it in. It's probably not better than the state they left it in, but it's definitely better than the one I found it in. On reflection. Because it really did not look great when I got here. Woohoo, we got the lag. Who cares? No one, that's who. No one. Screw that, that's too much effort. Alright. This one looks a bit more sturdy than I am. Right. I should have stopped a bit nearer the door, but okay. This will be fine, right? I had enough trouble getting some of the large objects in the scrapper before. I really don't know how I'm going to do with the bookshelves. Or shelves in general. Not really bookshelves, are they? But shelves for books, innit? Right. These two tables have become one, it would seem. Oh, bloody hell. Wasn't quite how that was supposed to go. Really not going to give me a great deal of energy, is it? But it's enough. Oh yeah. Oh, half. That's not terrible, actually. No. On the lift, please. Yeah. At least these ones won't explode like the fuel canisters might. Probably, anyway. Get an objective as a pointer. Yeah, as long as you feel like you're actually achieving something, it's not so bad. Working towards something rather than grinding. Something like that. Lovely. Big old hitch there. Really wasn't sure how that was going to go. A lot of stuff that's kind of got a bit stuck together in the course of my antics, sir. Gotcha. So big lad, off you go. Curse you. Okay. Kind of bounce it in there then. No? Okay. Bouncing it in is probably the way, more or less. I'll just brute force until it gets ground into small pieces. You're going in there, right? Yay! That actually felt like a decent shot. Right. has that. So, my cucumberness notwithstanding, everything stopped down there. Should mean that this would be charging up very slowly, apparently. But it is doing. Wonderful. So, let's go over here and stash some stuff. Oh yeah, I turned something off over here, didn't I? Trying to get a bit more life out the other side, but apparently without a great deal of success. You'll switch off, it really shouldn't matter. I'm guessing it's both dark and not particularly windy out, because this thing should work. It doesn't right now. Anyway. Let's see. I think I'm okay with that. Cool. I'm a little confused as to what's actually occurring here right now. Well, it definitely can't be draining power now. I'll turn that back on because it still does need to charge up. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, including using your navel as a battery. Right. I was going to put those in there. Right. So, there's our test tube baby. If you're a Muse fan, I suppose you could also call it a plug-in baby. They're probably not wise. So it says it's not sending anything out, despite the fact it should be. Oh, it's all very weird, because it should be charging the other battery. We got daylight, but again, chocolate bloody fire guard. Oh yeah, little scropes. A good tune, that one. How the fuck did that become disconnected? Right. Alright. That's not the end of the world right now. Right. Cool. So, we fixed it. I don't know how it became unfixed in the first place, but we fixed it. That's all good down there. Cool. So this battery should now be charging. It is. It's nearly fully charged. When that's fully charged, that one up there should be fine. Or should start charging behind it. We'll have a body of power and water sitting in here for now. I still need more power coming in than I'm getting, and my current equipment to do that with is just not sufficient, but we'll get there. Right. It was a whole thing. I need more power. Well, actually, you know what? I need to save, so I'm going to save up here. Nab some of the power. Is that going to be sufficient? It's not really, is it? Yeah, that's a bit better. Lord, no, it's not. Right. Use the battery's output at a decent rate, and it'll charge back over time. It's not a major issue. I don't have to stand there twiddling my thumbs for too long, you know? Because everything else will work while I'm not paying attention to it, so... Wonderful. Cool. So, long blooming last. I felt like a slow go of a session, that one, but I think we did some important stuff. We made our first human, bit by bit. We upgraded somewhat our power generation capacity. We farmed up a lot more materials, and we built a machine to produce enough water. Although maybe not quite enough. we might need a bit more of that, but power is the big issue at the moment. I just can't produce enough power. I want to get to the top tier of wind generators. That'll help. I think I'll probably replace those solar panels with wind generators, probably, and just put a ton of them on that ledge out there. But I don't know, it's going to feel like enough. I just don't know. Maybe need another medium battery over by the machinery. Kind of give us a bit more a basis, maybe. Either way, I'm not going to worry about that now. We're going to move on and get out the Lazarus complex again and start moving towards shooting lab-grown humans, test tube-grown humans into space. I guess we'll see how that progresses. Yeah, interesting. That, I think, though, might be next week. Still be farming the first area. Well, I cleared out most of the stuff in the Sanctuary Dock, didn't I? And then went on to sort of work bit by bit through the story. And also kind of build up a certain amount of infrastructure behind me, but not too much. Also, one of the things that needs to be done fairly soon is to stop by Black Vein Station at the very least, and probably the seed place we got the seed from, just to make sure I'm building up a battery full of power so that I can power the lifts a bit more easily in those places, because right now it's a bit of a nightmare in there. Yeah. Once I've got a battery and it builds up a store of electricity, and it can pull from that store quickly, because it needs a big surge to power the lifts, which doesn't seem to be true of some of the ones in the Lazarus complex. So I don't know, it's all a bit weird. There's more power coming in from the roof, but there's no storage of it. It's all weird. Like, some of them seem to require, I think maybe because it's such a key story area, the Lazarus complex maybe has the rules suspended a little bit, but yeah, it's a bit weird. Maybe, yeah. Maybe it does need a battery on the roof, and just build up a bit more extra power up there. Might not be a bad idea. Something to think about. Whether or not to do it tomorrow or another day, I don't know. Might be tomorrow. It will be good to push on a bit further tomorrow, actually, I think. So we'll see what happens. Also, I want to play The Outer Worlds 2 later this week. Excuse me. I would like to play some more Fallout tomorrow, because I really enjoyed that at the weekend. However, that is dependent on whether or not my mods get updated, because there's a couple of them I need to update, and I can't. Script extender today turned around to me and said, do not boot up the game until these have been updated, or cancel or switch off all your mods anyway. So yeah, because I updated script extender after the hotfix, and a couple of the supporting mods go alongside it have not updated yet, and he did just say, yeah, until those get updated, I wouldn't. Which was a nice little warning to get on launch, but it was kind of ominous. But yeah, so unless those have updated between now and tomorrow, well, between now and tomorrow evening, then we'll probably play some more Last Caretaker. If they have updated, I might play Fallout. We'll see. Otherwise, Outer Worlds 2 Thursday, Friday, and yeah, we'll wing it from there. I need to make a decision on my build. I've got some decisions maybe possibly made on what I'm going to build. But I need to actually figure out a bit more about it, where and so on and so forth. Ooh. I might do South End of Morgantown. Not built there in a while, and it is a sensible place to build an ordinary, well, not an ordinary exactly, hopefully, but a house type thing. I could build a destroyed, dilapidated house and then shore it up or something on the south side of Morgantown. would make a degree of sense, wouldn't it? Maybe. I'll think about it. But yeah, I'm going to aim for that later on in the week. I don't imagine we'll get a lot more news. What day is it today? It's Tuesday, and they're supposed to be updating the PTS today. It was all a bit weird. I didn't do it before the weekend, but they are doing today. Everything's throwing me off kilter at the minute. But yeah, anyway, that's sort of where we are at the moment. So, thank you for hanging out. Hope you're finding this one interesting. If you like the video, well, stream, like, subs, always appreciated. Yeah, Outer Worlds and Fallout coming up, Fallout 4, so if you want to dive into that. The first episode is up on the channel, it's on the live page, and yeah, same with most of the other stuff. And then there's playlists for other bits and pieces as well, if you want to have a rummage around. Otherwise, Fallout builds, Fallout news when they get them. It's actually not long now until Burning Springs drops. It's only 2 weeks today, actually. So, yeah, we're jumping back into 76 and actually streaming a bit of that soon, which will be fun. Yeah, lots coming up and going on, and then it'll be frighteningly close to Christmas, and I've got so much shit to do in the next 6 weeks. Ugh. It sucks. Well, between now and the end of the year. Some of it sucks. Some of it doesn't. There we go. Anyway, thank you for hanging out. Do appreciate. You know where the buttons are. Social media links in the description, like, subs, channel memberships, all that good stuff, blah, blah, blah. I said most of this already. And yeah, we'll be back at it around about 8 o'clock for something tomorrow. I'll put a, you know, as usual, schedule the stream ahead of time, and I'll post on social media as well when I know what I'm doing. So, yeah, should be cool. Oh, speaking of social media, I posted on Instagram today for the first time in a while. So, yeah, pretty pictures from Fallout if you want to have a look. Anyway, until tomorrow, have a good rest of your evening, have a good day, look after yourself, stay safe, stay warm, because it's going to be bloody cold the next couple of days, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Should be good. Reach for the button. So, till then, I'll see you next time. All right, folks.
Thank you.